Hi, I'm Mackenzie Craner, and this is my video for the Know Your Program assignment. What brought me to my initial decision of going into the degree I chose, which is game art, was that I've been drawing and painting for as long as I can remember, and about a year ago I decided to give digital art a try. I went out and I bought an iPad, I downloaded Procreate, and I just immediately got to work. Some days I would spend hours on one drawing, but gradually I got faster and I understood not only the software better, but the concept of drawing digitally. I ended up loving it even more than regular sketching because it didn't hurt my hands as much as regular pencil drawing, though I believe I still have a greater skill set in traditional art. At the same time I was learning digital art, I became more interested in video games because of my fiance. The first game I ever completed was Final Fantasy 15, and after that I finished Final Fantasy 10, The Last of Us, It Takes Two, and Uncharted 4. Each game had such a dynamic world and the environment, and honestly, I fell in love with that aspect. I've never come close to drawing an environment that looks anything like that. I usually only draw characters, but suddenly the concept of creating worlds was such a stunning idea to me, because none of the games I played would be what they were without their incredible environments. And I really wanted to be a part of making that world. So I looked into how I could incorporate that dream into my life, and I kind of stumbled across the degree in game art, and I was sold. The program director for my degree at Full Sail is Chad Kendall, which is someone I've been really wanting to speak with about the program and kind of what to expect from the industry. We've exchanged a couple of emails, but I haven't gotten a lot of feedback yet, but I'm really looking forward to hearing back from him and really hearing what he has to say about the industry and really what to expect. The type of software and programming languages I'll be using is 3ds Max and Maya for three-dimensional sculpting and modeling. But I've mostly been looking into Blender because it's free and I don't exactly have the money to look into software that costs thousands of dollars every year. I've also been looking into Unreal for the same reason. It's free to use, and most of the jobs I've looked into require a proficiency in these programs. The only programming language I've really heard of is C++, though I'm not really familiar with what that means or what it is or really how to use it. But I have heard that it's mostly for advanced artists, so I don't think I have to worry too much about that just yet. From my research, some of the skills that I've heard about are 3D and 2D animation, lighting, perspective, game genres. As far as visual language, there's texture, color, dimension, scaling, shading, composition, proportion, spatial awareness, anatomy, even special effects. There's so many, but I'd really like to focus on perspective, lighting, color, and shading. I'm trying to teach myself each thing because I know there's a lot to learn, and I know that there's one class dealing with these concepts, but I don't know that I can completely grasp a concept in 1 month. So I'm trying to learn all that I can in the meantime. As far as perspective, I would love to be taught how to do that by a professional. So I've looked into a mentorship program where I want to focus on perspective itself, because I know that's going to be a huge part of my life if I end up becoming an environment artist. Some of the hardest classes I think I'll run into are physical science and college mathematics, because other than algebra, I've always struggled with math, especially geometry, and I'm sure I'll have to use geometry a lot when it comes to scaling and perspective, which may be why I struggle so badly with perspective in the first place. Physical science is a little easier because I enjoy science, but I recall it being really difficult to pass the class in high school because the concepts didn't make a lot of sense to me and the information wouldn't really stick. So I am anticipating that those will be a little more difficult for me. The easier classes that I believe I'll run into are English composition, will definitely be the easiest class for me. I've always excelled in English. I love critical thinking, writing essays, reading about writing, reading in general, growing my vocabulary. I've just always been an English nerd, so I know that will be a nice class for me. I'm also really excited about environment art. I have no expectation that it will be an easy class, but I'm so excited to learn more about it, and I know I'll do well just because I'm so passionate about learning it. In the hard classes, I think in order to succeed, I just have to understand why they're so important to my degree and succeeding in my career. If I'm able to acknowledge those facts, then I know I'll find the drive to push through them. As far as understanding the material, I just can't be afraid to ask for help. And hopefully the teacher I get will be willing to work with me, because I know it will take me a while to understand how everything works again. Breaking down my time to make sure I succeed in class is, I kind of just want to keep doing what I've been doing. I'm going to take each class one day at a time, do everything I can to not push myself over the edge, but really pace myself and manage the time I have to make time for school, work, and play. For the past 3 months, I believe I'm doing a really great job. I'm proud of how focused I've been in each class. With each of my assignments, I haven't turned in a single late project or gotten less than a B on any given assignment. I feel very confident that I am where I'm supposed to be right now, and that confidence is driving me through each course in a way that I've never experienced. I'm excited to come to class. I'm excited to do homework, which is something that is very new for me, but I think it's good, and I believe this momentum isn't going anywhere anytime soon. There's no doubt in my mind that I will succeed in these classes, and by the end, I know I'll be ready for the world and the workforce of the game industry and all the trials and triumphs that entails. Also, this is the little photo bomber. This is Binks. Say bye, Binks. Bye.